Hey guys, welcome back to the Snap Ring Chronicles. Today we have another Ratchet video for you guys. But like always, before we start, if you can give me a like and subscribe to this channel if you find these videos to be helpful or informative, I would appreciate it. Okay, today we have a Fairmount USA B51 Ratchet. Excuse me. And as we can see here, it has a knurled handle, and this is a 3/8 drive ratchet. And from the looks of this, I can probably say with 100% certainty that this is a Wright ratchet. This was made by Wright. It looks exactly like other typical Wright ratchets. Interesting with Wright ratchets is that this whole piece here is not one forged piece. These are actually two pieces. You can see there's a crease in there where the beam meets the handle, which is kind of interesting. I haven't seen any other ratchets from this period, that have this feature where they attach the handle as two separate pieces. I wonder how it's attached inside. Is it just pounded in, or is it screwed, or what the process is? That would be interesting to find out. Okay, I already took the coil ring off. Here it is. It's the infamous coil ring that holds pretty much, I would say 95% of roundhead ratchets, holds the mechanisms in. So I just took that off to save a little bit of time, and you just push up on the anvil and it should pop out. Here the engraving is pretty deep. You see the letters, they're pretty deep letters. I kind of like that. I like when it's a good deep engraving. Here's the head and the teeth. There's a little cutout on the switch side of the mechanism here, as you can see there. And here are the teeth. I didn't count how many teeth, but I don't know, I would say over 30, maybe 40. Not too sure. I'll give you a count. I'll put it in the description. Not a bad job. They did pretty decent. It's Wright. Wright seems to be a decent company as far as quality. Not the best, but they're still around. This is a company that's been around for a long time, and they're still here today. So that takes some doing, and I give them respect for that. And yeah, they're still manufacturing in the USA. And here's the mechanism. It's the typical Wright mechanism, SK style. This one has 3 teeth. The pawl has 3 teeth there per side. You can see here. See the anvil, it's a little bit pitted. Has a little bit of rust on it around the bottom here. And to take this apart, I just press down on the side of the pawl that's up. You can see the plunger underneath. I depress the plunger, and I can use a magnet to raise it a little bit, just enough to get my fingernail underneath and pry it out a little bit. And remember, Wright has on the switch it bores the hole for the plunger straight through. So you're gonna have a spring coming out this side and a plunger coming out this side. I find that kind of annoying because it's hard to get back in when you have to depress a spring on one side and then a plunger on the other side to get it into the hole. It's kind of a pain. And another thing with Wright ratchets, which I have no idea why they do this, but they put the pin for the pawl, they shove it in, and there's no way of getting it out. So, and I've noticed this isn't only this ratchet, this is all Wright ratchets, all sizes. I've seen this in their 3/8 and half-inch ratchets, where they just put these pins in, and there's no way of getting them out. And to me, I don't know if that was some sort of manufacturing efficiency or something, where it was quicker just to just shove them in there with no way of getting them out. I have no idea, but it's a shame, because if, let's say, the teeth break on the pawl, then you would have to replace the whole thing instead of just taking out the switch and removing the pin and then being able to remove the pawl. You know, that would be, I guess, easier for the customer, and maybe better for whatever, whoever does the warranty on these. If they can just send out a repair kit of a pawl or whatever parts, instead of having to replace this whole unit, because there's no way of getting that pin out. And it's not only a little tight, it's very tight. I've tried to get these out in the past, and they will not budge for nothing. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird manufacturing practice from Wright. Okay, I guess we've seen this. Seen the inside there. Like, not a bad manufacturing job here. Like, this seems pretty decent. The whole manufacturing of this piece. And to get it back together, remember the switch? It has like this protrusion here. This little protrusion, and remember that on the bottom here there's a cutout in the protrusion, so it's short on one side and long. It reaches the top on the other side. So that's a feature they use, so it could only go so far on each side. So it's kind of a stopper. So remember to put the short side on the bottom and the longer side on top, near towards the pawl. And you put your spring in accordingly. You put your spring in on the bottom of the short side of the protrusion, and you take your plunger and you put it in towards the longer side, like that. Okay, here's the fun part, is to get depressing the spring and the plunger at the same time to get it inside the mechanism. Okay, let's try it. Nope. And the plunger goes flying, but luckily I have it. Let's try it again. See, this is why I don't like this design. Like on another design, you can, if it just had a hole where it sits in, you can just press down the plunger and stick it in, and it would be simple like that. But here you have to press, you have to depress both. To get them in, and the spring, you see that? See down there? See the spring? It likes to kink. So I was able to straighten it out and get it in, but that's one of the problems. When you press the plunger and the spring at the same time, it's hard because the spring always, a little bit of it catches sometimes, and it wants to kink the spring, so you have to watch out for that, or you might ruin the spring. And now you just drop it in the mechanism. You want to depress the pawl that's sticking up a little bit with your nail or something to get it in. And you see if it's ratcheting. Yep, it's ratcheting. And you take your coil ring here, and you open it up and get it in the lip. Get it in that little trench and mash it around, mash it down, and it clicks. Make sure it's secure. And there you have it. So that's my review and teardown of the Fairmount USA B51. I tried to look up Fairmount and to see if I could find some information on this company. I did find something on alloy artifacts of a Fairmount tools and what was it? Tools and something company, and they were around for a long time, but I didn't see anything in the pictures or articles about ratchets. So what I'm thinking is that they just contracted whenever they needed ratchets for whatever set they were trying to market. They wouldn't make them themselves, they would just contract Wright to do their ratchets for them. That's what I'm figuring, because when I looked at what they manufactured, I saw some wrenches and some other tools, but I didn't see any. There was no mention of any ratchets, and there was no mention of any Wright, any affiliation with Wright. So I'm assuming they just contracted and rebranded, you know, like a lot of companies did. Okay guys, till next time.